Today we're going to revisit this fix. This one thing that you can do to that particular type of feeder can save so many birds' lives. Easy to do, will literally take you 3 seconds to fix, and probably would cost the company thousands of dollars to try to redo the mold. But we can fix it and get it right. And also, let me explain, this is not the Walmart feeder that costs $4. This is a different feeder, same company, that usually costs between $10 and $12. The Walmart feeder for $4 is absolutely perfect. No fix is needed. The two Walmart feeders, the one that's about $4 and the one that's about $6, no fix is needed. That one is perfect for the hummingbirds. This fix is only needed on this First Nature Hummingbird feeder with the very large holes, made for Orioles as well as hummingbirds. Today we're going to have to revisit on how to fix the First Nature Hummingbird feeder with the small flaw that it does have. It's a wonderful feeder, but I have had now a few people come to me telling me that there's been other fixes of cutting into it differently, not removing that entire piece that you can see in front, and they've had woodpeckers get caught. One person, thank goodness, got the bird off because they were home. Other times, maybe not so lucky. But the point is, it's an easy fix. Please do it this way and it will be 100% fixed. If you do it any other way, well, I can't guarantee anything, because there's still a bit there where it can slide its large leg, which the woodpeckers have, larger than the Orioles, and they can still get caught up, especially when they're in a panic. They don't think, and that's when problems can happen. Hi, this is Robbie from Southern California. I showed you some fixes that some of these feeders need. Now, they're wonderful feeders. This is made by First Nature. The hummingbirds love it. It has larger holes than the Walmart one. Though I make them a little bit bigger, the hummingbirds really do like this. And this is one of my favorite feeders along with this one. This one's $4. This one's generally around $10. But there is a flaw on this one for birds. Not all birds, and it's really a rare happening, but when it does, it's devastating. And I want to go over this because there's been some new fixes out there that some people are doing, but I've heard from a lot of you with a lot of different birds that have gotten caught on these. So I want to go over this again because a lot of birds are migrating. Some of you are seeing Orioles, and even woodpeckers feed on these feeders. And that's what I want to show you. Now, when this is closed, let me show you this. Let me tighten this up. These are old feeders. I've had them for years. See this tiny space? Birds, what they do is they're feeding on here. They slide over and they get their leg caught in there. I've seen hummingbirds get caught. There was an Oriole that lost his leg over this. He got caught on that. And I've now heard from other people with other birds, such as woodpeckers. Even bats feed from this. But woodpeckers getting caught on here. Now, there's been some different fixes where people want to cut this. The problem is, if you cut this and you break it, your feeder's gone. It will no longer snap together. If it doesn't have a good seal in here, then you'll get bees, it will leak, and you'll end up throwing the feeder out. Do not cut this. This is a mistake to cut because this is very important for the feeder. If it cracks, it weakens, you can't use the feeder anymore. I can't emphasize that even more than anything. And even by cutting it, you're now opening it up to being sharp and causing other issues. Now, this is what I want to show you. I cut this one over a year ago. I've got them all cut. See how this is? Some of you thought, oh no, it's not going to work. It works perfect. The birds sit here, and if they slide around and they get crowded or spooked, they slide right out. This, which is the sealer for this, is never touched. It's locked in place. Nothing's going to leak. There is nothing wrong with this. This should be the new design. Yes, I have contacted the company, but to make a new mold would probably cost them a fortune. They probably decided, because they haven't changed it, that there's very few birds that get injured on it. You know, I can't force them to do anything, but I still like the feeder. It's one of the best feeders because it's only 3 parts to clean. You take it apart, you've got a nice big reservoir in here to get your hand in there, a brush or whatever, and scrub it clean. Then you've got this part that comes apart. Now, here is the thing. This needs a good scrubbing. I just took it in, but I wanted you to see when you cut these, and some people are cutting this will end your feeder. You won't be, if it cracks off, one of them crack, it's goodbye feeder and you'll have to buy a new feeder. Don't cut this. It isn't even that helpful. By cutting it and trying to get that part off right there, there still could be too much of a narrow space where birds will get their leg caught in there. You do not want any birds to get caught in there. And you can just picture them. I've seen a hummingbird hung up on this. It was devastating when we had to take off the Oriole because he got caught. And it's just, you know, it's what it is they're twisting, their foot opens up, they can't get their foot out and they panic. So the best thing, like I've showed you in the other video, same thing, just at the edge here, before you get to the closure, just cut it. And even if you cut too much, it wouldn't matter. They don't need to sit on top of this. Don't cut this side. You're only going to cut the side where that little narrow space is. And you can cut about that much. You can see how much I cut off on here. Let me see. See how much I cut off? Oh, maybe just a little over a half an inch. And that's all you need to do. But now no birds are going to get hung up on this at all. This goes on here. It's absolutely perfect. No birds can get hurt. And my feeder isn't going to break. Like I said, a few of you came in and said, oh no, she busted her feeder. You shouldn't have cut it. No, it didn't hurt the feeder at all. This is a very good, strong plastic. It's still hanging perfect. The hummingbirds come on here. The Orioles have come on here. I haven't had woodpeckers myself, but a lot of you in different places throughout the United States have woodpeckers come, and they've been climbing all over. Some of you have messaged me and told me you saw a woodpecker get caught on this, and they panicked. That's why don't cut the part that is your locking mechanism. Just cut this. You will have a perfect feeder for your hummingbirds. So easy to clean. This one was made very different. As you can see, they made, well, it's just a little smaller, and they made these locking mechanisms very tiny. There's one notch on there, but that's the way this was designed. You don't want to touch that. You want to just leave it alone. This one is perfect. See, I can put my whole pinky in there and slide it out. That is not an issue, but that is the issue when they can't get through. And that is a big issue for some of your larger birds, as well as hummingbirds too. Because when a bird panics and they get caught, they don't know what to do, and they just start thrashing. We were here to get the Oriole out last year, but even so, the leg was lost. He did lose his leg eventually. You know, that happened, but he hung around for a long time until it was time to migrate out. So he may be living a normal life. A lot of animals do. But the point is, we can stop that by doing a simple cut on this plastic. Just take a pair of pliers. I leave this one for demonstration. You just get your pliers in there and just cut the plastic. If you feel that it's sharp, you can take a spoon, put a spoon over a flame, let's say on your stove, if you've got a gas stove, if not, a cigarette lighter, and just light that end if you think it's sharp, or a nail file, even a plain old nail file that you would use for your nails. But it really cut nice and soft. But boy, you cut this and this cracks and weakens at any point, and you won't be able to lock it. So don't cut this. You start cutting this, you're messing up your feeder. Cut this. And this is the proof to show you that these are outside where the hummingbirds are feeding right now. They've been all cut over a year ago. They're all working perfect. Not one of them was injured when it comes to the feeder itself. None of them fell apart. None of them leaked, because I don't ever want anybody to touch the locking mechanism on here. All you want to do is make sure that a bird can do this and not be hanging upside down. And if you're around, you can get the bird out very carefully, but you don't want to have to deal with that. So that simple fix, you're good to go. It works absolutely perfect, just as it was intended to work. So I hope I've reinforced this, that this is the best way to do it, so you don't break the locking mechanism. The bird can just get out of there, and it's literally 5 seconds to go around and cut the 4 of them. only next to the locking mechanism. Don't cut this side. This side's perfect. It's going to hold it on nice. It's nice and strong. Birds are not that heavy. When they sit on it, just cut it right next to the locking mechanism, just in front. So, you know, as you can think about it, slide your finger through and you know a bird is safe and good to go. With that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. And don't forget to feed the hummingbirds, the orioles, and even your woodpeckers. And boy, would I love to see a bat come to this. Bye-bye.